Hi everyone and welcome to another painting tutorial. So today I'm going to take you through how I paint Settlers Gain shields for my Cities of Sigmar army. So over a Chaos Black undercoat, I'm just going to begin by painting the center of the shield with WRAITHBONE. Now as you can see, it is a relatively thin down coat and I will be doing 2 coats of this. And as a base coat for the wooden panels, I'm going to use ALAITOC blue. And just see how it's looking after one coat. If you find that you need to do a second, go ahead and apply a second coat. And after having given the center of the shield, and of course just the shield overall, a bit of time to dry, I'm now going to apply some skeleton horde and contrast medium 50-50 with a little bit of water just over the entirety of the center of the shield there. And now using AVERLAND Sunset, I'm going to begin painting the checkered pattern just on the left side of the panel. Now of course this is entirely optional, however I found that it certainly added quite a lot of character to my Fusel Major on Ogre Warhawk that I painted a little while ago. And yeah, so just using my Raphael 8404 size 3.0 brush for this. As you can see, a relatively small brush, holds a really nice point, perfect for details such as this. Now, if it is the first time you're painting a checkered pattern, I would, as I often do, recommend just having a reference in front of you, even if it's just something you sketch down yourself. Or just if you have a computer in front of you, just an image of a checkered pattern. And I should just mention as well, I did want to include the entirety of the checkered pattern, just to help give a better understanding as to how I actually do apply this. So essentially just working in sections. I decided to work from top to bottom, but of course you can work in any way in which you feel comfortable. But I just found that getting the initial squares on the right hand side and then working left and then down, it was just easier for me, but again, whichever way works best for you. And a really important part of painting checkered designs like this, especially when it overlaps, or I should say would overlap otherwise, if there weren't other details sort of obstructing the checkered pattern. It's really good to try and memorize, or even just go back and just try and visualize where the pattern would go and how it would work down, especially from when you can see the shape of the shield changes at the bottom. And just to mention as well, Of course, if you do need to go back and correct the shape of any of these checkered patterns, just go back to the ALAITOC blue and just carefully tidy up any of the lines of the finishes of the checkered pattern that might not be too even. As you can see, even with mine here, there are some that are a little bit uneven, but it is quite easy to just go back and correct that. I actually found that the surfaces of the shields for the Free Guild Fusiliers are really forgiving for these details. And as you can see as well, I did fill in the right hand side panel with the AVERLAND sunset. Now that did need 2 coats, just to mention, so just do the initial coat and allow a little bit of drying time. And now I'm just going to use some ABADDON black and LAHMIAN medium, just again 50-50 with a little bit of water, and I'm just going to shade over the entirety of the shield, with the exception of course of the WRAITHBONE center. So the shading of the black, essentially just to give the shield a general sort of battle-worn feel about it. You can of course use different colours. I mean, Rhinox hide would look really cool as well, I reckon. However, I did, just to sort of help tie in with the theme that I've been going for with my Cities of Sigmar army, I did decide to use the black, but go with whatever colour that you would like. And now I'm just going back to the 3 previous colours of AVERLAND Sunset, ALAITOC Blue, and WRAITHBONE once again. So of course the AVERLAND Sunset just going to be cleaning up a little bit of the yellow details, the ALAITOC Blue of course for the blue details, and then just the WRAITHBONE to do a final touch highlight on the centre of the shield. And as you can see with the WRAITHBONE, just mostly doing edge highlighting and some minor scratches as well. And I'm just going to do a single highlight on the yellow with YRIEL yellow. So as you can see, not a lot of paint on my brush. I do have the paint relatively watered down. And just keeping my brush in a pointed angle, of course, to maximize control. As I really didn't want the YRIEL yellow to be sort of an overwhelming highlight, just to help the details catch the eye a little bit more. And just to do the initial highlight for the blue, I'm just going to use HOETH blue. And again, keep the paint relatively thinned down. And fortunately, well, I mean, with the Cities of Sigmar range in general, but the shields, the wood grain detail really stands out. So just work with the design of the model, and just aim to go over the raised areas of the design. And just a few finishing touches. I'm just going to do a final edge highlight of blue horror. So just be as patient as you can with this part. And just, as you can see, some really fine lines. And I won't be going over the entirety of the blue, but just again to help draw attention to all of the detail. And this detail is of course optional, however I just wanted to add a little bit more of the sort of worn effect, and just adding some moss effects by using LOREN Forest and LAHMIAN Medium, again a 50-50 mix, and a little bit of water mixed in as well. And here are some photos of the completed miniature, so I hope you found this tutorial useful today. Please hit the subscribe button today, as it really does help me out. Like the video, share with some friends, comment below of something that you might like to see me do in the future. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again in the next one.